Hello everyone. In this video, we will discuss about the electrostatics, which basically the first chapter for class 12 syllabus in most of the boards exams. It starts with the electric charge. So basically we have to know what is electric charge. So electric charge is a fundamental property of a matter which actually relates it with the electromagnetic field. So if we take one atom, okay, we know that in atom there is proton, electron and neutron also. So proton is positively charged and electron is negatively charged, okay, and we have to also know that there are only two type of charges, that is positive and negative, and when they come together very close, then the total charge becomes zero because the positive and negative they nullify each other. But when they are kept in a distance apart, the positive charge will form some electric field and also the negative charge will also form some electric field. Now their field direction, how the field will work, how the field lines are there, how the field give the force to some other charges, that we will discuss in this chapter. Now we have learned what is charge, electric charges. Now there is one very important property for electric charges, that the conservation of charge. Like conservation of energy, that total energy of the universe is always constant. It cannot be created and cannot be destroyed. It can only be transformed. And in similar ways we can say that total charge in the universe is always conserved. You cannot destroy, you cannot create. Whenever you are adding two positive and negative charges, then the total charge becomes zero. But whenever you create one positive charge, there must be some negative charge. So total charge is always conserved. Now we'll discuss point charges. Point charge means the area or the volume of the charge is very small, pretty small. There is almost equal to a point, but in real case it always has some dimension. And the point charges will have some amount of charge q, but we have to also know that the value of charge is also quantized. That is, there is a minimum value of a charge that we cannot go below that, which is one electronic charge. So electron has its electric charge, that is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. This is the quanta of electric charge. So if you add electric charges, either positive or negative, it will be multiple times of 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Now let's discuss about the Coulomb's law, that is Coulomb's law of force between two point charges. Let us consider two point charges kept at a distance like r. The main charge is q is there, and now a small stress charge of small q is kept in some distance r. According to Coulomb's law, the force acting between these two charges will be proportional to the multiplication of the value of the two charges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between two charges. Okay, so this can be written as F, that is the force acting on two electric charges, that is F is proportional to small q times capital Q divided by r square. Now to equate the both side, left side and right side, we have a constant. Okay, so if we put that constant as some c, some constant capital C or something, then there will be some value of this constant, which is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0. Now the epsilon 0 is called the permittivity of free space. Now in SI unit, where the force can be written as in Newton and the distance in meter and charge in coulombs, the epsilon 0 has the value of 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12 coulomb square by Newton into meter square. If we remember our laws of gravitation, there also you can see that the force between two massive body or mass is proportional to their multiplication factor of their masses, that is some mass with m1, some object with m1 and some object with m2. So the force will be proportional to m1 into m2 and also will be inversely proportional to their distance squared, so 1 by r square, if they are kept at a distance apart by 1 by r. The force due to the electric charge and also the force due to gravitation has the similar form, you can see, just there will be difference in the parameters and also constant. So it will be very easy to remember these two forces because their expression are very similar. Now if you have multiple charges, then what will be the scenario, like how the forces will work? So basically if you have multiple charges, then on a particular point charge, first we have to include all the other charges separately, independently. Then let's see how the forces are working on the test charge due to all these charges independently, and then if we do the vector sum, then we will get the total force acting on that particular test charge due to all the charges. And from here we can go to the superposition principle also, for like there are too many charges, so then how their force will work on each other. In the next video we will discuss about electric field due to a point charge and electric field lines, how it is, its shape and its directions, electric dipole and electric field due to a dipole, torque on a dipole in uniform electric field. Thank you.
Please hit the like button if you liked it. Share if you feel it can help others. Subscribe to get new videos. Thank you and keep watching.